Reni, Eddo, why I'm no longer talking to white people about race. Provocative title, and the author admits as such during the book. But this is a massive wake-up call. Yeah, white privilege and things like that, they used to be things I struggled with. Used to be things that I didn't quite grasp until I decided to actually listen to the arguments being made about it and actually try and understand what people were saying when they spoke about white privilege. And that really changed my attitude towards race and the race discussion in Great Britain. This is one of those books where I haven't done it for a while, but I busted out my old highlighter, started highlighting certain facts, certain stats, certain details that I thought were interesting and I thought were very powerful. Events and stuff that are detailed in here that I thought were very powerful, that highlight the racist institutions of Britain and the UK, institutionalised racism. Yeah, this is definitely, I haven't always, but as of recently, last 7 years or so, 7 or 8 years, I've come to the conclusion that if you want to understand movements like Black Lives Matter, if you want to understand institutional racism, if you want to understand things like that, stop talking and listen. If you're a white person like I am, stop talking, listen. Because white people like myself tend to have this kind of knee-jerk reaction whenever somebody says Black Lives Matter, even Black Lives Matter. That is a provocative statement in 2021. And when people talk about institutional racism, systemic racism, white people seem to have this knee-jerk reaction, as if to say, like, as if they're the ones being oppressed and they're the ones that, nobody said you have a perfect life. Nobody said you have never had it hard. White privilege doesn't mean that white people don't have hard lives. They do. White privilege is just your skin colour, your race has never held you back. That's all it is. That is all it is. And honestly, if you want to learn about institutional racism, if you want to learn about racism in society, if you want to feel anything like that, pick up this book, read it, because this is such an eye-opener. I like to consider myself a bit of a much more progressive than I was 10 years ago today. But this even had me questioning comments I made on social media a week ago. Not that they were explicitly racist, they weren't, but had me questioning the balance of those comments and were they guilty of white privilege, and were they showing some degree of white privilege. I'll give you an example. I commented on a post about the comments made by a member of the church about Captain Tom when he said it was white supremacist, he was a white supremacist colonial figurehead. And I said that the comments were perhaps crude, but overall I think that he was trying to raise a point about the fact that people from BAME communities have done exactly the same thing as Captain Tom and have not got as much media fanfare as Captain Tom did. And I think he was trying to say that was because Captain Tom was a white man and he appealed to this white nationalistic sense of pride. But the fact that I said that those comments were provocative and they were perhaps poorly structured is guilty of what the author in this book highlights when she says that often when things are said by black people, it's turned around into making it about them, making it about a person making the comments, rather than what's actually being said and what they're actually trying to say. So go ahead and pick this up. Definitely, I don't care how progressive you think you are, pick it up, read it. It's an eye-opener. It will challenge your views on race. That was why I'm no longer talking to white people about race, by Reni, Eddo.